Hey everyone, so today it's time for yet another video, and I'm gonna talk about notebooks again. My most watched video is a how to fill in notebooks video, which I'm gonna link down below if you haven't seen that yet. And today I decided to make a part 2. Let's jump right into it. I have this beautiful pile of notebooks here, and I don't have anything in them yet, but I want to show them all to you anyways and just talk about all the things that you could potentially write in pretty notebooks like that. So the first one I have is quotes and jokes and just really funny things or deep things that people say to you. This can be, like, what I had in mind was just like what people say out loud, what you hear around you, which, like, we did this in class at school, that throughout our high school studies, some of us like wrote down funny things that someone said in class. And so that's what I had in mind, but you can write things that someone said on the internet, on YouTube, or in an article, or out loud, no matter what it is, and it can be funny, it can be deep, it can be something that made you smile, or something that inspired you, or something that you want to live by, or whatever it might be. You can write that down, and then if you ever feel sad or bad, or you just need some inspiration, you can flip through the pages and look at some cool things that people have said to you. The second thing is write down your favorite memories and moments. And I know that it might sound kind of like a diary, but I feel like in my diary I just write whatever's on my mind. If I feel bad, if I need to think about something, or if I write all kinds of shit there. And sometimes it's nice, sometimes it's not, sometimes it's just neutral and boring. But with this, I just, from my childhood, I don't remember anything, and it's really sad. And I kind of wish that I had it written down somewhere. And, if you write down your favorite memories and just awesome moments that you don't want to forget, maybe one day you'll read through it and you will read about so many amazing things that happened before that you have forgotten. And I think this is amazing because, it's something nice and positive and beautiful. And again, if you ever feel bad or if you miss someone, you can read about some memories that you had with that person, or you can just, remind yourself of some of the awesome moments you've had in your life. And they will never be lost because you will have them in a pretty notebook and you will always be able to look back at them. Number 3 is a food journal. What I mean by this is you can, if you want to stop eating something or eat more of something, you can write down lists of things that you want to stop eating, or just then track if you've been eating them or not. And you can just either actually journal and write about what you've been eating, how you've been eating, if you have been eating junk food or food that makes you feel good, and just you can use that in any kind of way. You can write about what you've been eating, you can write down recipes that you see somewhere, you can write down any ideas, any just thoughts, whatever concerns food, you can write it in here. Another thing that could potentially be connected to it is a fitness journal. Again, you can write down workouts, you can write down a schedule, write about how you've been working out or exercising in any kind of way, and you can write about how great it made you feel or anything like that, so that it motivates you and so that you can just track your journey and see how far you've already come. You can just track if you could do some kind of a stretch, or for how long you worked out, and then you can see that you're making progress. The next one is a habit tracker, and what I mean by this is just, there might be bad habits that you have, there might be good habits that you want to work on having and just doing. And for example, I want to stop drinking so much soda and just sugary, disgusting drinks, and I want to work out more, and I want to eat better. So I can track in a year and just write down dates or anything like that, and I can track down which days I did the thing that I wanted to do, which days I did the thing that I didn't want to do. And you can track anything, if you want to stop doing something or start doing something, if you want to read more books, write more books, watch less TV shows, or anything like that, you can track it in here. Of course, you could also track it in a calendar, but here you can like write down the lists, write down the dates, write down much more than you would have space for in your calendar, so I think that's a great idea. This next one is something that's kind of basic, but I mean it in like a less basic way, and that's like write down lists. Which maybe I actually mentioned it in that other video, but it's like, I know that I write this on my phone, but I have so much on my phone that I never even look at it. And so here, you know, I could just write down lists of book recommendations, movie recommendations, any things like that that people sometimes say to you or that you hear on the internet, and you can write it down in here. And when you know, don't know what movies to watch, you can look here. If you don't know what music to listen to, you can look here. And just any things like that, you can just write it in here and then look at it whenever you need some inspiration on what to do or anything like that. Or it could also be like places to visit, things to do, dates to go on, whatever it might be, you can write it in here. This next one is things people you love, like, or love, enjoy, or whatever, and that might be like, what are you talking about? But this is another thing I actually write on my phone. You know how every time Christmas comes around or someone's birthday, you think to yourself, oh shit, what am I gonna give them? This is great for that. Or if you just have like a partner or just anyone you want to give something nice or small or whatever, just like a tiny gift, like more often than on birthdays or Christmas, you can write down what your favorite people love or enjoy. And you know, either places or anything like that where you could take them, or any things to do, or it could also be like, you know, if the people you love enjoy, like, I don't know, certain foods, or like if they like looking at the sunset, or if they like rings, or what kind of rings, if they like dresses and what kind of dresses. No matter if it's like a material thing or like a not material thing, you can write it down, and then potentially you could use it for any really cool, meaningful gifts. Because it won't be just, you know, if you love that person, you probably want to give them something meaningful and not just like a piece of trash that you just find somewhere and you're like, yeah, they might like this. But you can actually come up with something that's really, really nice and meaningful, which I think are the best gifts. So you can just write that down so that you don't forget. Or even, you know, if you go shopping with someone and they see something that they really like, but they probably aren't gonna buy it, you can buy that for them. And last but not least is kind of the same thing, but for you. Write down the things that you love, the things that make you happy, the things that bring you joy, what you love in life, and just beautiful things. You know, if you see like a really nice place, or like something that just brings a smile to your face, something that you love about this world, any places, any people, any TV shows, anything it might be, write it down. And again, it's something that if you ever feel bad, or if you have struggles with just, if you're not really happy overall and you sometimes struggle with seeing the good in the world, then you can write that down and then see just how many things you love about this world. And yeah, it's not always easy to love this world and its people, but there are really amazing things in this world, and you can just track that and write it down so you can look back at it when you're struggling with finding something like that. And that is it for all the notebook ideas for today. I hope you enjoyed it, and if you did, please give it a thumbs up and tell me if you have any video requests. And that's gonna be it. Have a brilliant day and see you soon in another video. Bye!